Today I want to talk to you about Friedrich Nietzsche, my favorite book by him, and what he's all about, because I feel like Nietzsche is someone that's misunderstood and someone that is not quite painted in the best light. And to explain Nietzsche is fairly difficult. To get beyond his fiery language is also very difficult as well. And we live in a day and age where I feel like people can't see the argument, they can only see their own opinion. And that's really the problem with Nietzsche. Nietzsche is someone that you kind of have to get past his anger, you kind of have to get past his fire, his heart, his expression, and you have to get to the depth of what he's saying. And to classify Nietzsche, Nietzsche is someone that wants to see the individual become as great as they can be. And for Nietzsche, the individual was restricted by morality, the individual was restricted by the conventions, by the groups we are part of, by everything that was pulling us in every direction. And Nietzsche's main critique of morality was that morality is contradictory. In order to establish morality, we had to be immoral. In order to establish a society, we had to do horrendous things in the name of peace. Think of the idea of we must defend democracy through war. We must be vicious so that we can be kind. And this is really what he's talking about. At some point, at some fundamental level, the peace of society is backed up by violence. And that's really his argument. And most people, it completely flies over their head and they want to get involved in politics. They want to say that Nietzsche spurred on this movement, Nietzsche spurred on this movement. It's the same thing as people saying the 48 Laws of Power is evil. I don't think any intellectual idea is evil. It's the person that interprets it and uses it for bad that is evil. Information can't be bad. It's the application that can be bad. And it's really, really sad because I think in Nietzsche's words are some of the most inspiring ideas that we can run with, in particular the idea of the eternal recurrence. And that is the idea that live your life as if you're destined to repeat it. Live your life as if you're destined to live it again and again and again. And you have a duty to yourself. You have a duty to the eternal recurrences that you must live your life in a way that you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it today, you might as well enjoy it tomorrow. You might as well start living in a manner that is not restricted by conformity, that is not restricted by society, that upholds your actual beliefs, that is authentic to who you really are. And it's very, very inspiring when you start thinking about your life in this way, because if you were destined to repeat your life, would you like it? For most people, maybe. For a lot of people, certainly no. And the people that are certainly no, just understand that you have the ability to change. You have the ability to become who you are. You have the ability to stop defining yourself by society. Stop defining yourself and making decisions based off what other people want for you. And this is basically what the entire book, The Gay Science, is devoted to. This is perhaps my favorite book by him. Another really good one from him, I think this is probably considered his best, is Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and that is a allegorical, summation of these same ideas. But I think if you haven't read any Nietzsche, this is the place to start. And the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like people have the wrong impression of him. People take the idea of beyond good and evil. People take various parts of his philosophy and spin it into something that it's not. Spin it into something that it's not created. And the best example of why this is the right way to approach Nietzsche is because in his journals, he says, me and Emerson are soul twins. Me and Emerson are exactly the same. And this is exactly what Emerson is about. Emerson is about the preservation of authenticity, being all you can be, being all that you should be, and doing it in spite of what society is trying to make you do. Being it in spite of our traditional norms, being it in spite of all of these groups that are trying to get you to join, that are trying to get you to be a part of something bigger, and at the same time lose aspects of yourself. And to me, this is one of the most inspiring ideas, and this is something that I try to live by, because I don't know about you, but every time I've made a decision for someone else, I haven't enjoyed it. Every time I did something because I was told it was the right thing to do, every time I made a decision to go into debt, to go to school, to learn all of these things that are really against my own interest, are really against what it is that I really want to do, I've regretted it. And you probably can experience the same things. You probably feel the same things. You probably in some way have curtailed what it means to be you for the sake of fitting in, for the sake of what is right, for the sake of what we value in this world. And you've suffered from it. And that's really what Nietzsche seeks to overcome. And this is his idea of the Übermensch. This is the idea that you can overcome yourself. You can embody the ideal version of yourself. You can embody the version of yourself that has made the right decision time and time again. That has stood up strong, that has not conformed, that has not been a victim to their circumstances, that has not been a victim to anyone except their own will. And that is probably the most inspiring aspect of Nietzsche. Again, I would start with this book. This is his most positive. This is his most happy. This is his most artistic. The one I'm reading right now is The Will to Power, and I feel like it's a lesser version of this book. I'm really urging you, if you've never read any Nietzsche, please pick up this book because you're going to have a lot of fun reading it. It's written in the form of aphorisms, which is basically short paragraphs, short sentences that try to express a deeper idea. And there's also poetry, there's songs, and it reads like Nietzsche enjoyed it. Nietzsche was someone that was deeply troubled on an individual level, and some of this bleeds over into his writing, and some of this gets him misinterpreted through the ages. But when you get to the core of the ideas, you find something that is deeply inspiring and something that drove the creator mad because he could not understand why people did not read what he was saying and immediately pick it up, immediately understand it, and immediately start making decisions in their lives that were best for them. With that said, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Please consider picking up this book. I will link it at the end of the description. And, if you got any questions about Nietzsche, feel free to ask because I love talking about Nietzsche. Peace out.